Okay, so we're still in 2.8, function, operations, and composition. So the next one is when we're actually going to put a function inside another function. So you can see here that we have this little circle that's open. So if I said, what's the temperature today? You might say, oh, it's 35 degrees Celsius. So see how we write this little circle? That's the little circle here. It's not multiply, it's different. And what we're trying to say, we're trying to say substitute g of x into f of x. And how do we say it? If I want to read this, I say f of, normally I would have a number here like f of 4, and I'd say f of 4. But there's not a 4 here. It's f of g of x. So that's how I have to say it. F of g of x. Okay? So it looks like it might be difficult, but it's just long. Okay, so the first step is we have to write it correctly. So if we have fg, we keep it fg in the same order, but we have to write it, it says please put the g of 2 inside of f. So we have to write it this way. This is the inside. Okay, so we rewrite it this way first, and then we go, I have to find g of 2 first. So I always do the inside first. So that means put 2 inside of g of x. So here's g of x. Put my 2 in. So I solve for that and I say, oh, g of 2 is 4. So now I know that g of 2 is 4. So I replace g of 2 with 4. Now I go, oh, now I have to find f of 4. So whatever number is here, I put it inside f. Now I put 4 inside f, solve it. And then I go, this thing is equal to 21. Okay, because I found g of 2 was equal to 4. Then I found f of 4 was equal to 21. Okay, so it's just kind of long. So let's try some examples. So I have two functions, and it says find f of g of 2. So my first step is I want to write it nicely. So I'd go f of g of 2 is really equal to f. And inside f, I'm going to put g of 2. So then my second step is I want to find g of 2. So that means look at g and put 2 inside there. So it's really 4 over 2 minus 1. Okay, 4 over 1, which equals 4. So now I know g of 2 is equal to 4. So I had f of g of 2, but g of 2 is now 4. So I replace g of 2 with 4. Now I have to find f of 4. So step 3 is I have to find f of 4. Well, there's f. Wherever there's an x, I'm going to substitute the 4 in. There. So now I know this thing, f of g of 2, is equal to 7. Okay. So first I rewrite it. Then I find the value of the inside. Find that. Substitute whatever that is into the outside function and find the answer. So let's do another one. F of g of negative 3. So step 1 is to rewrite it. Oops. So f of g is equal to, I keep them in the same order, so f comes first, and the inside is g of negative 3. So then the next step is I have to find the inside. So g of negative 3. So that means look at g and put in negative 3, wherever there's an x. Okay, so g of negative 3 is negative 1. So now I know f of g of negative 3, this negative g of negative 3 is equal to negative 1. So now I have to find f of negative 1. So my step 3 is f of negative 1 is equal to, well, here's f. I'm going to substitute negative 1 into f. There. So now I know this thing, f of g of negative 3 is equal to negative 3. Let's do one more. So it says, here's f, here's g, find g of f. So we don't always do f first. We do whatever they tell us to do first. So now the step 1, this says g of f. Oops, let me write it better. G of f of 5. Well, I have to keep it in the same order. G goes first, and the inside now is f. So always keep it in the same order. If G goes first and then f, G goes first and then f. Oh, I need to. Let's keep going. This fast before my battery dies. Okay, so I have to find f of 5. So I'm going to put a 5 in for f. So that's 25 minus 5 plus 1, and that equals 21. So now I have to put a 21 into g. So now I take this and g of 21. So g is this. So I go 3 times 21 minus 2. That's 63 minus 2 equals 61. So now I know this thing, g of f of 5 is equal to 61.